All right, and who do we have here?
Hi, I'm Rainey. I'm a business admin major, sophomore this year.
My name is Kavante Kinney. I'm a business major at SDCC. I play on the men's basketball team, and I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Demario. I'm a senior here at St. David Christian, and I'm an aviation major.
Black History Month is a time to celebrate the beauty of being Black. I feel like oftentimes we just hear about the hardships and the inequality, but we don't really get to take time to celebrate how beautiful and magical it is to be Black.
Black History Month is just a time for us to celebrate where we came from, just our time of oppression, and just how inequality has been a big factor in a lot of African American people's life. And it's just a time for us to celebrate and just love each other and just show that we care about each other.
Well, I'm from a foreign country, so being from Jamaica, we didn't have Black History Month growing up. So for me, this was an opportunity to really dig into the history of what's happened in the US. I think without Black History Month, there would be a lot of history left out that we don't normally get during our everyday classes.
I would probably say LeBron James, because he's just the perfect role model of how you want to be as a Black man. He's a great father, he's a great role model, he's a great superstar, and he just does a lot for the Black community and just creates a lot of foundations and supports everywhere, and that's just how you want to be as a Black man.
It's actually a group of people. It's called the Organization for Black Aeronautical Professionals. They continue to forge opportunities for people of color, and whether that's male, female, or anything else, they forge these opportunities for you to make it in the aviation industry, opportunities that often were not there beforehand. And so it's gotten to the point where now they're having airlines have specific slots for aviators of color and men and women and things like that.
I would have to say it's my parents. Okay. They both grew up in Inglewood and Compton. So, they come from obviously a rougher area than anywhere I've ever lived. And through that, they've taught me to be limitless and not just see myself as, one thing. Just because I'm Black, it doesn't mean that I have to be Black and impoverished forever. It doesn't mean that I can't be well-resourced. I think that I'm very fortunate and very privileged to be able to go to SDC and not be an athlete. So because of that, they've just taught me to never put myself in a box. And so for that, I'm super grateful, because even though they came from, big families, low resources, they're still able to make a great life for me and show me that I'm able to do the same for my kids, their kids, etc.
No matter where that we come from, we all kind of have the same base, so we can share experiences that we have with one another. And so just the connectivity that I can have with somebody that is from California or from Florida or from Georgia or from Texas, we all have some sort of common ground, and that's the culture, as we call it.
Literally, the ability to change my hair and do whatever I want with it. I can have braids, I can wear wigs, I can wear it curly and natural. I can do anything I want, and I can literally be anybody I want to be when I wake up in the morning. And I love it so much.
That's awesome.
One thing I love about being Black is my God-given talents that I have. Not to say that other people don't have talents, but it's fairly natural for us to be athletic and just fast and strong. So that's a blessing that God has given us.
It's really interesting because some places I go and, they tell me that I'm not Black enough. And some places I go, I'm too Black. So I think that one thing that's been really interesting for me is kind of navigating and figuring out that I'm enough for myself, and I can't let even people that are Black just like me make me feel a certain type of way, because it's no different than going into Whole Foods and everyone's staring at me because I'm the only Black girl in there with curly natural hair, and I come to school here, so few Black students, but learning to just be myself and know that I'm enough. So I feel like that's something that I would say is literally a constant battle, and something that I constantly have to remind myself of, because it's something that I deal with every single day.
Honestly, sometimes it could be quite frightening. For someone that has never experienced how it is to be black or never like been in a situation like that, it's scary to just know that you have to watch yourself and watch how you carry yourself, and just being at certain places at certain times. Like, you could just be in the wrong place at the wrong time and something bad can happen to you just because of the color of your skin, and someone doesn't like that. So it's just a scary feeling just knowing that you just gotta know where you're at and know what you're doing and what you're saying, because you never know who's watching.
Oftentimes people will come to me for a perspective that you often won't get from somebody that's a little more standoffish about like relations between people who are of color and people who are not of color. So I kind of enjoy being that talking point, that pivot point to where you can really get an understanding to where you can know what's going on and you won't be able to offend me.
For me, I would love to see a union. Well, our black students are able to come together and literally just openly be black. I feel like a lot of times here on campus, I've even felt like personally that I've had to, dial back or water myself down to make sure I don't seem aggressive or angry or overly passionate or anything like that. But I feel like if our students had this space to just be who they are and be comfortable with people that, look like them, that are able to bring them some sort of comfort and some sort of peace, I feel like that would make a big difference. And I also feel like it would make students have a different fire when it comes to being involved on campus and, stepping up and actually taking initiative. So I feel like with that community, it will build camaraderie and then we can lift each other up.
Personally, at the school, since I've been here, I've only been here one semester, and I know it's a pandemic and everything, but I like to see more gatherings. And I feel like I want to see people come together, like as a whole. It doesn't have to be separated or anything, but for us to just come and to just be able to associate with each other and just do things together, to just build that camaraderie, to just break that division that is, and that tension that is just building up throughout the school. I just feel like that would be something that would be good.
One thing that I would like to see is just a forum for voices to be heard. And I think that's what's missing the most, especially nowadays with social media. So to just hear the stories, just listen to each other and hear where people are coming from. I think that in itself will be enough to kind of help start that change that we want to see, because we're not going to be able to make a drastic change overnight. So just being able to sit and listen to each other is what I think is super important.
My name is Rainey and I stand proud.
My name is Cavante Kinney and I stand proud.
My name is Demario Chambers and I stand proud.